which has to be kept in mind while we do perform this interface or IDC and squad check management. So the workflow chart for interdisciplinary coordination firstly has to be established in the project execution plan, and all the disciplines shall be advised to follow the chart for their routine work process. So project management and each stakeholder of the project should be firstly aware of this project execution plan, where this interdisciplinary matrix or plan or the document distribution matrices are mapped, and they should strictly adhere to this project execution plan without any mistake unless absolute necessary, definitely taking prior approvals from relevant stakeholders so as no points gets missed and the project gets executed as per the project execution plan. Interdisciplinary deliverables shall be identified by every discipline, and interdisciplinary checking, that is IDC or squad checking activity, shall be carried out properly in all the phases of the project. So each discipline has the responsibility on the discipline front, prepare their own requirement of interdisciplinary squad check requirements, which in turn has to be aligned with all the department heads for a project, and that shall form the basis of the IDC matrix or squad check matrix, which has to be rigorously followed, diligently followed throughout the project lifecycle at different stages of the project. Thirdly, interface meetings to be conducted on weekly or monthly basis to solve the interdisciplinary coordination issues. So nowadays, good engineering organizations are working hand in hand, and weekly meetings are being conducted with the consultants and the clients or the lead offices with the satellite offices on the workshare platforms, so that all the issues are addressed immediately and action points are laid down and the points can be closed on a very immediate basis, so that that does not impact the schedule, timeline and quality of the delivery. So that has to be either conducted weekly on a monthly basis, so that no issues are being kept under the carpet, right, and are attempted and sorted out at the earliest of the project. Then each discipline must also be cognizant of its influence on the other disciplines and seek to minimize the interdisciplinary delays. So as rightly said, that each stakeholder has to take a charge that in case of any delay of input from any other departments, how the engineering can be impacted has to be highlighted to the project team maybe or the project manager, and the individual stakeholder has to be very much cognizant about it, that any delay in the providing the input for an interdisciplinary coordination can lead to a delay in delivery and the subsequent delay in the other deliverables of the project. So he or she has to be very proactive in coordinating with the stakeholder of other departments in order to get the required input at the right time to avoid any delay. Finally, do not wait for information. Be proactive and talk to other disciplines if you need specific information, as it is a teamwork. So as discussed earlier, that even we may think that electrical shall work in silo and electrical design or the electrical team who are responsible for the electrical delivery, but thinking from the overall project perspective, the project itself is a project and no one can work in silo. So we all are responsible for providing input or handhold the other department for the overall integrity or delivery of the project. So everyone has to be very proactive in a project, right? Work with maximum dedication and less use of emails, and rather little more proactiveness in going to the other departments in person and discussing the issues and sorting them at the point would be the best part, how this IDC issues are being confronted or resolved in today's days. So that is one point has to be taken up. Interface register to be established to record the activities of multidisciplinary interface, and a manager has to be appointed to take the responsibility for collection and distribution of all required information according to the interface workflow chart schedule. So either project control team or project manager or project engineer has to maintain a log or a register of interface wherein whatever documents are being received, and an SLA has to be ensured that within a proper timeline that input has been shared by all relevant stakeholders so as to enable the department to prepare the document without any fault and ensuring the integrity and schedule are being maintained for that particular deliverable. Because any failure or miss of this interdisciplinary input can lead to a catastrophe in the project life cycle. Many a time it has been seen that some documents, because of project pressure or a mistake or issue, has got missed, and that has created some heavy impact at the end of the project. So maybe interface looks a small word with respect to the volume of work for a department that they do, but interface register is also of very high importance when we look from the project point of view. So interface register has to be rightly maintained, and accordingly tasks has to be assigned to the other department so as to conclude the document within the stipulated time. Documentation to facilitate proper interface engineering, which will include spot check templates, IDC stamping, minutes of meeting for any interdisciplinary meeting that has happened, inter-office memo or MOMs, or some email correspondence can be used as a evidence that the spot check or IDC check has been done for a particular document. How to improve the interface management? So interfaces at every stage during each project, discrepancies avoid as much as possible, issues helps to resolve, reduces hassles during construction, interface inevitable. C is the correct and the right word that we were trying to discuss, that without interface engineering cannot be possible. So interface discrepancies, issues, reduces interfaces. IDIRI. So interfaces at every stage, discrepancies avoid as much possible, issue resolve at the earliest, will reduce the hassle during construction, interfaces will be inevitable and is of paramount importance.